Welcome to today's Motocast. Today, we're going to speak not just of this beautiful, brand new Shelby GT350R, but something a little different. Today, we've got two special Shelbys to talk about. A 2016 GT350R and a 68 350 GT that's got a lot of special features and only two family owned. This is a 2016 GT350R that we got from our good friend Richard Rawlings at Gas Monkey. Richard happened to bomb the car from none other than NASCAR race car driver Kurt Busch. They did a trade, you'll see it in some upcoming episodes. Now specifically about this GT50R, there's only one of about 100 of them made. It's finished in black with a black interior, which are really hard to come by. There's a lot of blue ones, red ones, white ones, but very few in black. So this is a pretty coveted car. Furthermore, it's only got about 168 miles on the clock. Some of that was done out at Charlotte on the racetrack. When the guys went out, they did some hot laps around Charlotte. So I think you'll see that on the episode as well. No promises though. But more specifically, this GT350R cranks out about 550 horsepower, 450 pounds of torque. This thing has got massive Brembo brakes. It's got a tuned suspension. It's got a killer exhaust on it. And holding to Shelby's sports car identity, this car is an iconic car before it even came out, all right? Now inside the GT350R. It is an amazing car with a lot of features. Of course, it's got Ford Sync system, which every kid wants this, today, so that they can sync their phone up with the display and you can have all of your amenities and your sync up with your phone and sync up with your iPad or your phone so that you can sync up with your music. All that can be played in here. You can get messages, you can Bluetooth, all that is standard. But what you also get is you get two different settings for suspension. You get three different settings for a steering feel. You get normal, sport, and comfort. And most incredibly is the sound of this beast. And you have two different exhaust modes. So let's check that out. All right, that's just your stock exhaust mode, right? Nice and throaty the way it is. But let's open it up. So what's even more impressive is this beast has 5 different driving modes. It has normal, it has a sport, it has weather, so if it's raining, it has a track mode, which is track use only, and last but not least, drag strip. So under the hood is the heart of the beast here. It's a 5.2 liter V8, normally aspirated, cranking out about 550 horse. It features a flat plane crankshaft, direct injection, variable valve timing, and various other tuning tricks. This helps the Voodoo V8 whip up 526 horsepower at a staggering 7,500 RPMs with 429 foot-pounds of torque at 4,750 RPMs. Now let's speak of this original two-owner Shelby GT350. We bought it from a gentleman that had acquired the car. It's a 1968. He acquired the car in about 72 or 73, and he's owned that car since then. He installed a later model Ford V8 and put the old style Paxton supercharger on it. Now the original motor in this car would have produced right around 300 horsepower or so. About 300 foot-pounds of torque. But back in the day, that was exciting and certainly would spin the tires. Shelby took it upon himself to make this car more of a sports car, more of a race car, if you will. He lightened it by giving it a fiberglass hood, gave it flares, gave it air induction in the back to the rear to cool the brakes. So Shelby was all about style and panache and tuning the car. This is an impressive car, very well kept over the years. It's in the Shelby registry. And Shelbys, we all know, have been coveted by collectors throughout the world. There's only a handful of them out there, and I dare say that this is one of the better examples. Okay, so now we're in the heart of this beast, this GT350. While it doesn't have the amenities of the late model one, it did have air conditioning, and it even has power windows. Pretty rare for back then, that was an option. It's got a clock, and it's got an amp gauge and a oil pressure gauge. That is it. As most of you remember back in the 60s, it didn't really matter. You went fast, and that's really all that mattered. It comes with the original motor tag. Here's the original Shelby bin plate. It's even got the original buck tab the buck tag on the right fender over there. This car will spank that car. But this is a classic. No matter which one of these Shelby Mustangs you prefer, each one will get your goat and make you a happy person.